Hello children, in today's video we are going to see about the chapter the atmosphere, under which we are going to see in detail about the structure of the atmosphere. Let's get started. Structure of the atmosphere. Scientists have divided the atmosphere into 5 major layers, and they are the troposphere, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, the ionosphere and the exosphere. So this division is based largely on the temperature variations observed in the atmosphere with height. Here you can see the Earth surrounded by the troposphere, the lowest layer of the atmosphere. Here the temperature and pressure fall with height. The temperature decreases at the rate of 6.5 degrees Celsius for every 1 kilometer ascent. So as you move upward, okay, the ascent. This rate of change in temperature with increase in altitude is known as the lapse rate. So here the troposphere, it is the densest zone of the atmosphere, and here the 3/4 of the atmosphere is found within 11 kilometer of the surface of the Earth. And this layer, that is the troposphere, it includes most of the oxygen we need to breathe. The average thickness, that is altitude or height from the surface of the Earth of the troposphere is 13 kilometer. So the thickness varies. Okay, at the poles it will be 8 kilometer in thickness, and near the equator it will be around 18 kilometer. This troposphere is also known as the weather making zone. So all the physical process of the weather, like wind, clouds, rainfall, mist, fog, hail, everything occur in this layer. Here the upper limit of the troposphere, it is called as the tropopause. Next one is the stratosphere. So this layer, the layer which is above the troposphere, is called as the stratosphere, and it extends up to 50 kilometer. And here the temperature is constant for few kilometers to begin with, and then it rises gradually. So this particular layer, this zone, it is very clear and dry, and which is far from the weather phenomena. So you cannot see the weather phenomena in this layer. So there are no clouds here and no storms here. So these factors make it the ideal zone for the jet planes to fly in. So in the lower part of the stratosphere, between the altitude of 15 and 30 kilometer, there is a thin layer of the gas, ozone. This ozone plays a very important role, that is, it absorbs the harmful ultraviolet rays. CFCs are the chlorofluorocarbons, and the release of the CFCs in the atmosphere, it destroys the ozone layer. Now we'll see about the CFCs. It is a valuable industrial chemical, and it is widely used in the refrigerators, home insulation, plastic foams, and also the throwaway food containers. And even in this zone only the jet planes will be flying. So these jet planes also releases the CFCs. So there are efforts being made globally to reduce the usage of the CFCs, and the upper limit of the stratosphere is called as the stratopause. Next one is the mesosphere. So this is the third layer of the atmosphere, and it lies just above the stratosphere, and it extends up to 50 to 80 kilometer. Here the temperature starts decreasing. Here in this layer only the meteoroids, that is the rock fragments which is traveling in space, it burns up when they pass through this part of the atmosphere. Some meteoroids, they will be surviving and then their journey through the atmosphere, and they strike the surface of the Earth, and that is called as the meteorites. So the upper limit of the mesosphere is called as the mesopause. Next one is the thermosphere. The thermosphere is a part of the atmosphere that lies beyond the mesosphere, and it can be divided into 2 layers, the ionosphere and the exosphere. You can see the Earth and the other layers of the atmosphere, and see the troposphere, it is the weather making zone. And coming to the stratosphere, you can see the ozone layer in the stratosphere. You can see the jet planes flying here, and here in the mesosphere you can see the meteoroids, and we are in the thermosphere now. This thermosphere, it is divided into 2 layers, the ionosphere and the exosphere. Here the ionosphere, it is the lowest part of the thermosphere, and it lies just above the mesopause. This is the mesopause, and it lies just above the mesopause. and it extends about 80 to 640 kilometers, and here the temperature rises sharply, and then the ultraviolet radiation from the sun breaks the gas molecules in this layer into electrically charged ions, which enables the transmission, the wireless transmission. So here only the radio waves which are transmitted from the earth, it is reflected back to the earth by these ions. Upper limit of the ionosphere is the ionopause, the exosphere, which lies beyond the ionopause, and it is the uppermost layer of the thermosphere. The upper limit of the exosphere is difficult to determine. Okay, so it merges with the interplanetary space. So the temperature here is estimated to be beyond 5500 degrees Celsius. The air is very thin here and the density is very low. Only the lighter gases like helium and hydrogen are found here. Yes children, in this video we saw in detail about the structure of the atmosphere. Thank you children.